Welcome to this Safe Routes to School special edition of University Place Television. I'm Heather Radall. The City of University Place recently completed the 27th Street Safe Routes to School project near University Place Primary School. As we found out, it's already having a big impact on how kids get to school. Emily Roy and her kids have been waiting a long time for this day.
We've had kids in University Place Primary School for 7 years, and this is the first year we've been able to walk to school.
That's because this is the first year there have been sidewalks on the route to her kids' school. And walking before would have been much too dangerous.
Oh, and kids, sometimes I can't believe the kids that I see out riding their bikes, just in traffic.
The area between Bridgeport and Grandview Drive on 27th Street West is home to a mix of businesses and residences. More than 10,000 cars a day drive up and down the busy street. University Place Primary School is in the heart of it all.
A lot of chaos, a lot of high speeders, a lot of people that would take the corner without necessarily stopping.
The city looked for ways to fund the needed safety improvements near the school and found the Safe Routes to School grant.
Finding a program that really kind of fit the needs of the neighborhood community and also served our school was great, and that's what was so important about Safe Routes to Schools.
The city was awarded a $910,000 Safe Routes to School grant. That, along with a $330,000 roadway preservation grant and a $100,000 donation from a business owner, meant the project could get underway.
Look up this way and smile.
Students from University Place Primary helped break ground on the 27th Street Safe Routes to School project.
I think it's wonderful that the grants are available. A lot of times without the grants, these things wouldn't be possible.
We're excited that it'll be, a safer place for our kids to be able to get to and from school. So it's exciting.
And then the work began. More than a half mile of new sidewalks, curbs, gutters, and bike lanes were installed along the north side of 27th Street West between Bridgeport and Grandview Drive. The new sidewalks would link up to more than 7 miles of sidewalks that were already constructed.
We're getting there piece by piece, which is really neat.
Streetlights, a landscape pedestrian buffer zone, and 2 radar feedback signs were added to increase visibility and help reduce speeds.
When you put all those together, we're getting on average at least a 5-mile-an-hour speed reduction throughout the corridor.
I've witnessed people actually slowing down and looking more, stopping, and just being more cautious.
A new signalized crosswalk was added at the busy intersection of Sunset Drive and 27th Street West.
We did have a lot of requests to put this in, probably our top location of anywhere in the city for a new crosswalk.
When the project was complete, the kids couldn't wait to hit the pavement.
You can walk on them instead of walking on dirt.
And have a safe way to get across the street.
Within a minute of turning the signal on, we had 2 people crossing the street using the crosswalk.
Here you go, honey.
The new sidewalks and bike lanes mean that kids can now get to school and get exercise at the same time.
It helps the kids actually to want to get out and walk to school, to get that extra activity, families to walk together and be out of traffic.
Emily Roy says she and her family plan to take full advantage of the new Safe Route to School.
180 days a year in the morning and afternoon. We use the sidewalk and the crosswalk, and then certainly even on the summer days, it's nice to be able to come up and play at the playground or walk up to Lefties, and we never would have done that before. We would have driven.
Coming up next, the Washington State Department of Transportation is here to tell us more about the Safe Routes to School program and how you can get involved. Have you noticed all the new bike lanes and sidewalks in University Place? When you bike, be sure to ride smart and wear a helmet, like Captain Michelle.
And about 5 minutes into the bike ride, my front tire hit a tree root, and I hit head first into the ground. And then I did a roll, you can see right through here, and flipped over onto my back. And I knew immediately that I was hurt. Later that day, I learned that I had fractured my neck, so I had a broken neck. But I had no head injury whatsoever. And I'm walking and talking here today to tell you how important it is to wear a helmet.
Bike helmets save lives. Walk safe, ride smart.
This helmet saved my life.
Brought to you by the City of University Place. For local cities, providing sidewalks and a safe way for kids to walk to school is a priority, but finding the funding can be a real challenge. Washington State's Safe Routes to School program is designed to help cities fill those gaps. Joining me today is Charlotte Claybrook. She is with the Washington State Department of Transportation. Charlotte, tell me about the Washington State Safe Routes to School program.
Well, as you know, for children, walking to school, that trip to and from school, is a regular part of their day. And the challenge is to find a safe, reliable, and cost-effective way to help them get to and from school. The Safe Routes to School program at the Washington State Department of Transportation provides funding to help cities make changes, improve sidewalks, and improve crossings so that children can be safer as they travel to school.
What are some of the other goals of the program?
Well, some of the other goals include to reduce congestion near schools and to improve air quality. And for the children, the benefits are great. It helps with their physical activity, for their health, and also helps them to be better prepared to learn when they get to school after having walked or biked to school.
What kinds of criteria does the state look at when they determine who will get these grants?
That's a good question. It's a very competitive process. We get a lot more requests for projects than we have funds. And we look at need. Predominantly, is there a need regarding safety? Are there facilities out there? Are there children already walking? We look at collision history. Has there already been an accident involving a child trying to get to school? And we look at the project that's proposed and the quality of the project and whether the treatment has been shown by our research to be very effective. And last, we look at the commitment of the city, and University Place has been very committed to making changes to make it safer for their residents to be able to walk and bike, in particular their kids.
And I've seen firsthand in University Place the increase in the numbers of people walking their dogs and kids walking to school. Are you seeing that overall in every city that you're doing these?
Yes, we see it statewide. We see an overall increase of 19% more children walking and biking to school. And the potential is great because we know that there are about 50% of our children in Washington State who live within 2 miles of their school. So we really have a lot more children to reach. And for those children who live a little further out, the yellow school bus is great, but it is expensive and probably not the right choice for all the children, not the most effective way to bus all the children.
And you know, even with the bike lanes, I've noticed people now being able to bike safely and skateboard safely and all of those other things besides even walking.
Right, right. The program includes bicycle and other means of transportation so that the kids can get there on their own.
How are you seeing these projects benefit all of the different cities that you're helping?
I love to see the benefits. I get to go out to the schools before we award a project, and frequently I'll see children trying to walk along the side of the street or in the street or sometimes even in the ditch trying to walk along to get to school. And then our projects are completed and we see the wonderful sidewalks and crossing improvements, and the kids are able to walk along those more comfortably. And some of our projects include walking school buses where parents and school staff will get involved and walk along with the children. And it's just a resource that it's available to the community throughout the day for the whole, all year long, so that people can walk during the middle of the day or the evenings, walk with their dogs, or just walk together on their way to run errands or go to the movies or whatever. And it's great. It helps to make communities more vibrant and livable.
It sure does. And what should people do if they want to find out more about the program and how to get involved?
Well, Parents can contact their schools, their local school, to ask if their school is active with the Safe Routes to School program. That's a great first start. For schools and cities, they can go to our website, and we have great information about what the program is, how to get started, how to start working together to identify what can be changed, what might need to be changed, and what are some of the options.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in today and talking to us about this program, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Coming up next, see what has drivers slowing down in University Place. Nobody plans to get in an accident, and it happens when you least expect it.
Hurt really bad. I've had a concussion, broke my nose, and knocked out 3 permanent teeth.
But being prepared can save your life.
She was wearing a helmet, and that's part of why she was lucky. So some of that's luck, but it also was a choice she made to have that helmet on.
Make the right choice. Wear a bike helmet. Brought to you by the City of University Place.
Drivers, did you know that stopping for pedestrians at a crosswalk is the law?
The car does have to stop, and they have to stay stopped until the person is at least 1 car lane away from them. So that would mean staying stopped on this road until they're completely across the street.
Stop for pedestrians. It's the law. Brought to you by the City of University Place.
As part of the Safe Routes to School project, the city is monitoring and enforcing traffic near schools. What they're finding is good news for pedestrians. Sidewalks, bike lanes, speed radar signs, and crosswalks are making a big impact in University Place.
I've seen speeding go down in those areas where they put in sidewalks.
When they didn't have the sidewalks, it was kind of too close to the roads and it was kind of like really narrow.
For one, I've noticed that the traffic goes a lot slower with the addition of the stoplight and the sidewalks here. The cars don't come down nearly as fast.
Carefully walk across the street, thank you.
It's all part of an initiative to give kids a safe route to walk and bike to school.
Keeping kids safe is always our #1 priority, so making sure they get to and from school safely is a big part of that.
The city and the school district has really partnered to make things safer for students. We have more sidewalks, we have more crosswalks, and the flashing lights that the city put in so that cars could more readily see where those crosswalks are.
Since installing safety improvements near schools, the city has seen speeds go down an average of 5 miles an hour in Safe Routes to School project areas.
A difference between 30 miles an hour and 35 is huge when you're talking about pedestrian safety and being able to stop and make safe decisions along the streets.
In school zones, speed radar signs are helping to slow cars down even more.
We do see a reduction in the speeders because the sign tends to alert them for the speeds that they're going. Oftentimes people just don't realize that they're going as fast as they are, and by having the sign out there, it tends to alert them and they slow down a little bit.
Another part of each project is to add crosswalks near the schools.
Have a good day.
The crosswalks offer a clearly marked area for pedestrians and bicyclists to cross the street safely.
They see that crosswalk sign up there, so they slow down when they get to this crosswalk, and then us being there helps them a little bit more.
Then if you're driving, you know where somebody's going to be crossing most of the time.
It's wonderful because it gives such a point of vision and a reference for the cars, because they can see where the pedestrians are supposed to be and the pedestrians can see where they're supposed to be, and it really gives that separation, which they didn't have before.
Another thing helping to add separation and reduce speeds are landscaped pedestrian buffer zones between the bike lanes and the sidewalks.
When you add additional street trees right by the edge of the lane, That also gives a narrowing feel to the street, which we found in our road project, street trees alone, typically about a 5-mile-an-hour average vehicle speed reduction.
Even though the roadway itself is still the same width as it was before, the perception, because the road seems narrower because it doesn't have that big runoff area, people tend to slow down because it doesn't seem like they have as much area to go off the roadway. So that's helped quite a bit.
All of the improvements have more people ditching their cars for their tennis shoes and bikes.
I love the sidewalks. I walk my granddaughter every day. She loves the sidewalks. It's a great addition, and I think it's an improvement, clearly, for the area.
I definitely see an increase in our kids who are riding their bikes and walking to school.
And more children walking and biking to school safely.
We love it because we walk all around this school area here.
Bye, have a good day. Definitely what's been nice to see is a lot more people are out and they feel it's safe to go ahead and walk with their children or just take a walk because there's some place for them to be safe from the traffic. Okay, you guys, let's go. See you tomorrow.
We hope you've enjoyed this Safe Routes to School special. To learn more about these projects and other initiatives the city is working on, go to cityofup.com. I'm Heather Radall. Thanks for watching University Place Television.